I'm an American board certified OBGYN, a mom, a Muslim, and I'm talking about sex. This is the Muslim Sex Podcast. Welcome to the Muslim Sex Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Rafia Lodhi, and this episode is everything you need to know about Eid. And well, of course, before I get into it, we're not going to be talking about anything medical today. So, of course, this is not going to be any type of medical advice. And if you have any questions about your religion, make sure you go speak with your friendly neighborhood religious leader. This is the Muslim Sex Podcast because I just happen to be a Muslim woman that talks about sex. And today I'm super excited to welcome back onto the podcast the one and only Rafia Lodhi. She is my sister. Yes, for those of you that may not know, or maybe you didn't listen or watch to the other episodes. I think Rafia, when were you on? Was it 2023?
Yeah,
It was a while ago.
I was taking a break from my fame.
That's right. So, Rafa, so tell me now. So, we're going to be, you have a lot of decor in the back right now. It's still Ramadan, but we are going to be talking about Eid and kind of, just our childhood memories about Eid and all this stuff. And it looks like you have a lot of decor in the back. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I've been collecting Ramadan decor since my kids were babies. And see, this is my favorite one is Ramadan Mubarak from Days of Eid. They're not paying me. I bought this when they first came out. And it's one of my most favorite pieces of decor I put out every year. And then my other one is this light up masjid. And it has 30 days. And then when the kids were younger, I would put like little candies and little toys in there. And so on every day that passed, we would open it up. It's like an advent calendar. So you can open it up and you can put something in there. It's really cute. And so the kids love it. And so since I haven't been doing, they're like, "Are you going to put anything this year?" I'm like, "Yes, but I forgot." So maybe when it's closer to Eid, I'll put some more stuff in there.
Very cool. I can't say that I do that. I do decorate, but mine is not as creative.
It's all good.
Yeah, yeah. So tell me, how do you feel? Like, what does Eid feel like for you emotionally after 30 days?
Emotionally, it's you're like, okay, Ramzan is done. We have Eid, we celebrate, we get ready. I mean, it's such a buildup over the 30 days. We have a countdown in our house where every time we finish a fast, we'll have like a countdown calendar, and it's exciting. There's such a buildup, and it's so exciting. And then it's done. It's just like, you miss it because you see all your friends and family during this month. We go to the masjid and we go read Tarawih. So it's every weekend is just packed with things to do, and so it's an amazing buildup. But then when it's done, you're like, oh, what do we do now?
Yeah, we do something similar. We do count down the days and yeah, the kids, do the same thing. So Trabi, for those people that, are not Muslim or may not know what that is, it's nightly prayers that we have during the month of Ramadan where the imam the person that leads the prayers will recite a chapter or a section of the Quran every single day. And there's 30 sections to the Quran. And so they'll recite one every night of Ramadan, and they'll finish the whole recitation of the Quran in those 30 days. And so it's really, it's really nice if you're able to go to those nightly prayers because there's a huge sense of community and during those prayers, and you get to see everyone, and it's really nice. Uh, there are also people that, will read the Quran on their own at home and try to finish the Quran. The Quran is in Arabic. And so for those of us like Rafi and I that are not Arabic speakers, it's a little bit challenging to read. What would you say, Raf?
It is. We learned how to read Arabic when we were really young, and we had teachers that taught us. And so we had the same thing for our girls. We had teachers teach them Arabic and stuff, so they know how to read the Quran as well. And
Hmm.
so, yeah,
Yeah, it can be, it takes a little bit of time,
yeah,
and
effort.
so Yeah, and I think what's interesting is that, although we learn how to read Arabic, we don't understand it.
Understand it. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have to read the translation to understand it. So we can read it, and all of our prayers are in Arabic, but we don't understand it unless we read the translation. So that's for us being non, Arabic speakers. So Rafi, do you feel like, you mentioned a little bit that you feel a little bit sad when Ramadan ends,
Yeah.
um, and I'm sure you also feel a little bit of
Yeah.
joyfulness.
Yeah.
What?
It's exciting because, fasting is a pillar of Islam, right? So it's obligatory. So we do it. And it's like, it's clearly something just for God. And like, with fasting, people don't know you're fasting, right? People can cheat or whatever, but you're doing it sincerely with the effort. So you want to, it's singularly just for God. And it's such an accomplishment where you're doing something and it's something private, but it's also something very public as well. And it gives you a sense of pride and joy that something that I've been doing since maybe third grade, and I've continued to do it. So it's 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 an humbling and emotional experience, but it's also a sense of accomplishment when you're done.
Yeah, I think what's cool is that when you meet another Muslim
Yeah,
and you just ask them, are you fasting? There's a sense of like, well, aside from community, but it kind of like brings you together. Like you know that during this month of Ramadan, for those Muslims that observe and fast, everyone's going through the same thing, right? Like, so everyone is not eating, they're not drinking, and there's no sexual intercourse during the daylight hours. And that's with the eating and drinking as well, right? There's no eating and drinking during daylight hours, and it's like, something that, like, even if somebody is not praying all the time, like 5 times a day, most Muslims do observe Ramadan, and they do fast, and so it just kind of brings everyone together,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And it makes you feel like, hey, oh, you're fasting. Oh, it's Ramadan. Oh, you're fasting. Yeah, so am
yeah,
I. And so you know what the other person is
yeah,
going through because you're all going through it together,
yeah.
right? It's
And
kind of
it,
cool.
Yeah, and it was funny. Like growing up, we had to explain because we didn't live around a lot of Muslims, right? So we had to explain to them, not even water, not even gum, not even candy. They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "For 30 days." We're like, "Well, we wake up before sunrise, we eat, and then after sunset, we break our fast." And they're like, "Oh, okay, okay," you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's, for kids especially, they're always like, "Oh, I can't believe it's no water," or anything like that. So how do you personally transition from spiritual discipline to celebration? What do you think? Like, do you ever find, like, during, Eid, I always find it hard to eat during the day,
Yeah,
after Ramadan, because you're so
yeah,
used to fasting. It
yeah.
almost feels like wrong that you're like
Yeah.
eating during the
You feel
daylight
like you're
hours.
doing something bad. You're like, what? But it's Eid. So on Eid, you celebrate, you eat, you get to eat.
Yeah.
And another thing about Eid is like going house hopping. Do you remember as kids, mom would have like so many people's houses we would go to, and like certain families would give us Eid and money and like gifts and stuff like that. And so I try to incorporate the same thing here with my girls too. So, and they love, I mean, they already got their Eid gifts. I gave them to them early. They had a choice. They wanted early so they could use it during Ramadan, or they want it on Eid. They're like, we'll have it early so they could use it. They got purses, so they were excited to use it, and they carried them.
Aw,
Yeah,
it's so fun. It's fun being a girl, I think, and getting all dressed up during
yeah,
Eid and, Ramadan, and because we're Pakistani, we have all of these like very colorful outfits, and they're so beautiful. And I know I just love them. I think that's very cool. Is that a new one? Is that a new outfit?
Actually, well, I've worn it before, so
Did
it's
you?
technically not new, but it's from ethnic. I'm like dropping labels here, left and right. You know what I'm saying?
So wait a second. Wait, did you get that? When did you go? Did you order that?
Yeah, one of my
Oh,
friends had it, and I was like, "Where did you get this?" And she
I
goes,
think you're gonna
"Ethnic."
have to
And I'm
send
like,
me the link, Raf.
"No,
I like that.
no,
Yeah.
gatekeeping. Gatekeeping. No, no, yeah, I'll send it. I'll send it. So I bought this last year. So they may still have it. And so, but it's a long kaftan style. So it's like long shalwar kameez. Yeah.
I love that. And I love the colors. They're so pretty. And for those people that don't know, So this is my sister Rafia who used to drive me. So if you listen to the commencement speech that I gave to the University of Michigan Dearborn in the winter, this is my sister that used to drive me all the time.
Yeah.
And she hates being my driver, but she still does it anyways because I'm her younger sister. And the other thing that she just absolutely loves about me is that whatever she has that I like, I'll go and get, or I'll copy, or I'll just get it. And she'll be like, that was what I liked. And so she loves it when I do that. Yeah, she
It's
does.
okay. It's okay. You're in a different state now, so you could do whatever you want to do, as long as you don't bring it to North Carolina.
So tell me this. What's your earliest Eid memory growing up, Raf? What do you
Oh my
remember?
God, this is so funny. I remember when we were in Pakistan, right? And Nani was still alive. And so,
You celebrated Eid in Pakistan? I don't even
yeah, when
remember
we were
that.
little, we were little.
Well, I know, but like I must have been really little. What was I,
You,
3 years old?
I don't know,
Two?
you were younger.
I was like short. I was like small and fat. I was kind of round.
You had a hard time walking.
I
Wobble, wobble,
did.
wobble. No, no, no. But so this is, I distinctly remember this. So it's Eid. And so all the mamus gave us Eid, right? And then so I had this like little kid with all this money, and then I remember Bachara. There was some homeless person like around the corner, and they asked for Eid or they asked for money, and I gave them all my money, right? And then I had remorse as a little kid that I was like, I gave all my Eid away. Then I go back to Nani and I was like, Nani, I gave all my Eid away. And then so she gave me just a little bit more. But yeah, that was like my earliest in the house in Multan, the red house in Multan.
Yeah.
That's where it happened. So I was like, oh my God. And I still remember it to this day. I was so sad.
Yeah,
But
it seems
it
like
was a good deed. As a little kid, it was a good deed. But as a little kid, you're not going to realize it's a good deed that you gave all your Eid away. But yeah,
it was a little traumatizing for you, Raf.
no, it's almost like buyer's remorse. But it was like I was 4 or 5 at that time. Like I was a little kid. Like whatever.
That's so
But yeah,
funny.
yeah, it's so
I
funny.
don't I don't really have an Eid memory. Isn't that weird?
No,
Yeah, no, I can't
not
think
in
of any.
Pakistan. Do you remember when we went for Eid al Adha and then they
Oh, you know what I do remember? Yes, when they sacrificed the cow. Was it the cow? Was it a
it was a big
cow?
cow. It was at Bade Mamu's house.
Yes. And
Yes,
they like fed it, and then we sacrificed the cow, and there was blood everywhere. That's
it
what I
was slaughtered. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
it was slaughtered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was blood everywhere. And then they made the do you remember they made kaleji?
Yeah, and then they cooked the meat right there. We're like, "What the?" Yeah, it is a little different
That
from
was back that well see that was when Saji Mama got married. So that was in 87, 87, I think. I
88,
was I was in ninth grade and you were in what 2 years younger, like seventh
7,
grade? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
7.
So that's how
Oh,
you remember that one.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. I don't right. I don't think I don't know. I just remember you know what I remember about Ramadan? I remember about do you remember going to Travi with dad?
yeah,
Dad would always take us, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
remember that. That
Then
was
then we started driving. Then we would do itikaf at the masjid
oh
and at
yeah.
IAGD. But
Yeah.
one thing I really, really, really do love about the memories that I remember, we would wake up and you would smell prantas. Ami would make prantas in the morning.
Mm,
You
yeah.
remember? And then mom
Mm.
like, how many prantas do you want? Da, da, da. And I tell my girls that I'm like, Ami Jan used to make pranta. Sometimes aloo ka pranta. And they're like, maybe I should do it. And they're like, mm. They're like, you wouldn't even know how to make it. They're like, the atta has been sitting in the pantry. You haven't done anything with it. And now you want to make paratha? I'm like, well, maybe I could try. So,
That's so funny. You see that kind of conversation never would come up in my house because I don't cook. But but no, you know what my kids actually like to eat like, for sahur they like to eat like pancakes and stuff like that. They have like yogurt and eggs and I don't know. They're not into like eating like but but to be honest, it's not like I offered it to them. So maybe if I offered it to them,
yeah,
maybe they would
yeah,
eat
yeah.
it, right?
But the thing is, remember, we used to have like brante, like keema,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
like like that kind of stuff, and I'm just like, oh, I need to pass that along, like something
Yeah,
like that. So I'm gonna maybe my mini goal is to like make burrata. What I could do is I can make it the night before and just heat them up in the mornings.
yeah, yeah,
So
for sure.
that's something. And do you
Yeah,
remember like we used to fight over like at iftari, fight over like the ruafza, milk
yeah,
only, people, milk only, not water ruafza, milk
yeah, that's
only. I know it's
gross.
controversial,
Yeah,
but
who drinks water roofs, huh? It's
oh my
milk.
God, there's millions of people that drink water.
Yeah, but it's milk. What the heck?
Milk. And we used to fight over like who would get the last samosa, the last pakoras. Like, and we used to make those patties with the keema in it with
Oh,
the
those were
bread.
good. Mhm.
So good. And hey
Yeah.
bade and chaat, fruit chaat.
We
Mm,
always have to have fruit chart
yes.
when we eat at
We
home.
do that too. We
I feel
have
like
fruit
that's
chaat.
like a Punjabi thing. I feel like chaat,
No,
fruit chaat.
people like from like Karachi and like different parts.
Do they?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah,
Um,
like see the thing is like we put chaat masala and our kids cannot handle chaat masala. That's
oh, I don't put chaat masala. I just put like salt and black pepper and sugar and orange concentrate.
yeah,
I,
I
I
do the
don't I
same
don't
thing.
even
But see, the thing is, like Asghar doesn't like the spices either, and so I'm just like, so like I just maybe if we do make it, I'll just add a little bit on my own, you know.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I miss it. I'm just like, and the kids don't realize it. Like inshallah, one day they'll grow up and they'll have kids. And then they're gonna have to do these things, right? Like growing up, we just took advantage. Like Amijan did everything, and and then you're like, oh, you have to adult now. Oh man.
So, how do you think that Eid expectations fall differently on women now that we're adults?
Well, I mean, I don't know if there's really expectations. It's something that, for example, for me in our household here, what I do is like I make sure everyone has the clothes, and like I have a theme usually, so we all like just try to wear like the matching type of clothes. Like the theme would be different colors, what colors we're gonna wear or whatnot. And then like I'm like always ironing. I feel like in Ramzan I'm always ironing the clothes because it's me, my girls, and Asghar. And then they're like, "Mom, what are we gonna wear?" So I'll pull out something, and I'm like, they're like, "Can we wear it?" I'm like, "No, it needs ironing." So I don't know. It's maybe it's just something that I do, but then like sometimes if I'm running late, then Asghar will iron the clothes too. But I mean, it's just I think it's just me that I take it upon myself. Like I want to make sure the girls have the right outfits, the right accessories, like the churian. Do we have matching churian? Do we have matching earrings and any everything like that that goes along with it. Um, but it's something that I do on my own that I like to do. I actually love it. So
Yeah, I feel like women take on a lot of the chores of like the food, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
what we're going to eat and things like that. And I don't think that's any different than, kind of like when mom was, because
yeah,
mom did everything, right?
yeah.
Mom
Mom did
did.
everything. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, yeah, it was, dad didn't really help out in the kitchen at all. So mom did everything. Mom organized, and mom was like a big community builder too, right? Mom was always like having people over and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
I think that, I mean, that's what I miss actually in New York. I feel like, the community is a little bit different than what we grew up in
yeah,
Michigan.
yeah,
And it's not as, I don't know, not as big for sure. Right.
yeah,
I mean, in Michigan, the community is so big.
yeah,
And so I wish that we had a bigger community out
yeah,
here, but
yeah.
it's still, it's good. I mean, when we go for prayers and stuff like that, it's still a lot of people show up.
Yeah.
So how do you think, tell me this, tell me what you think about this. How do you think relationships change after Ramadan? Let's say like with your partner, do you feel like it becomes stronger? Do you feel, I mean, like how do you think, what do you think about
I
that?
mean, I think spiritually we become stronger, right? Because we've gone through something, a month-long process where we wake up in the morning, we eat together, and then we make sure we come together in the evening to break fast. I think it just makes the family stronger spiritually, emotionally, you know? And I think that's just part of the whole um, Ramzan feeling. It's like you have a sense of community outside your home and you have a sense of community inside your home. And I think that was done on purpose because it's like, during the year everyone is so busy doing their own things. We have sports, we have, Asghar goes for work to he travels and stuff like that. This month his travel is a little bit minimal, and so the family gets together and eats together, and it's done with forethought. It's done with like What are we gonna have for dinner today? What do you want? Like, there's a lot of like coming together, asking similar questions, doing things together. And I think that's what I miss most when Ramzan is done, is because then we're back to our normal schedules, right? And we don't put as much effort as coming together to eat. Like, breakfast, like where like the kids are running around in the morning, they're running late, they have to go to school. But here we wake up early enough where they can eat. We just kind of all eat and sit. Even if it's a quiet moment together, it's still a moment together.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, I mean, I would say that, like, I remember, growing up, Ramzan was the only time that we would eat together as a family, right?
Yeah.
That was, like, literally the only time, and then
Mhm.
other than that, it was just everybody would just eat whenever they got home or
Yeah.
whatever. It wasn't
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
at least in our house, it wasn't a big deal to eat together as a family,
Yeah.
except during Ramadan. We were, forced
Yeah.
to eat,
Yeah.
which I think is kind of which is kind of cool, right? Like, I mean, it's kind of like you're forced to be together.
Yeah.
And that's really important because it builds that connection, that intimacy in a family, and you get to know each other, right? Even if you were
Yeah.
busy throughout the year.
Yeah. And then the thing is, like, the kids will be at the table and it's like 1 minute left and they're calling each other to come down to eat. Do you know what I'm saying? So they have that sense of unity. We have to do this together, like hurry up, come down. Like during the regular 11 months, they're like, okay, I'll be there and down in 5 minutes. Okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes, whatever. But now during Ramadan, you come down when it's sunset. When the azan goes off, we have the azan clock right there, which is my best friend. And we come down, we have dinner together, and that's the best part.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So what is one Eid tradition you absolutely refuse to give up?
Eid tradition.
Mhm.
Oh, it definitely is getting new clothes for Eid. It's also sunnah to get new clothes for Eid. And that's one thing that I make sure that the girls wear something new on Eid. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's about eating together, right? As often as we can, hopefully the schedules align and that we're all able to eat together. And I think actually fruit chopped
Nope. On
is my
Eid?
other, not an Eid. I said it's, oh yeah, I guess Eid tradition. You know what Eid, actually, you know what food I like during Eid, which I don't get enough of is those samaya.
I know, Asghar
Sheer,
asks me every
sheer
year to
kurma.
make it. Yeah, Asghar asks me every year to make it. I'm like, yeah, yeah, I'll make it. And it's like, I don't make it. But I think I made kheer one year for Eid. That was
Did you?
nice. I did a good
Yeah.
job that year, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that. It's like that. For those people that don't have no idea what the heck we're talking about. There's this thing called sheer khurma, which is like vermicelli and milk
and
and
nuts and whatnot.
nuts and stuff like that. And you don't have to have it with nuts if your kids are allergic, but that's kind of what my mom used to make when we were growing up, and we would have that in the morning before we would go to prayers. So that was always nice. And you're almost guaranteed that somebody would have that in their house, right?
Yes, they do. When you go house hopping, somebody always has it at their house.
Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And so it's nice. And I remember when Tassinapa was, around and alive, she used to make that. That was nice.
Yeah.
So do you ever feel a tension between enjoying food and post Ramadan body awareness?
Listen, my goal always in Ramzan is not to gain weight,
I know
And
it's so easy because there's so much fried food, right? You can eat
love
like
it.
you can
And the
totally
thing is, like,
overeat
people are
and
like,
you
oh,
break a
you should
fast.
eat healthy, da da da. I'm like, come on, it's just 1 month. Let it go. Have the samosas, have the pakoras. And that's actually one thing I try to make pakoras like almost every day or
Oh
every
my God,
other day.
that's so bad, Raf.
No, it's
The
not
deep
bad.
fry. Okay, so
Do
explain
you
to the
know in
people what pakoras
Ramzan?
are.
Do you know in
Okay,
Ramzan calories don't count? I mean,
right,
like,
right. Okay,
I don't know if
so
you heard
explain to
this.
people what is a pakora, Raf. Go ahead.
Pakora. Okay, so it's chickpea flours, not flowers, chickpea flour, and then I add veggies, which you're getting your veggie intake. So I add
What
potatoes, I
veggies are
have
you? Okay,
onions in there,
okay.
and then I add all the spices to spice
Oh,
up
it's
the.
spinach too, right? Spinach
Yes.
is
Oh my God, you have to have it spinach. Oh my
the
God,
fresh spinach is really good.
spinach. Oh, you have to come down. I will make you spinach pakoras,
Yeah,
and
they're good.
yeah, and then you add the
But it's
spices.
totally deep fried.
I told you we don't gain
and you're having that
calories during
every day?
Ramazan. We don't get calories during Ramazan, dude. I don't understand. Why don't you
Okay.
know? It's a given fact. Like you
Yeah.
don't. But I made. We had an iftar at our house, and then I made like maybe 8, 9 cups of besan, which is chickpea flour,
Oh my
and
god. 8, 9 cups of pakore? What the heck?
yes, I had literally two huge trays and two small trays because we had a lot of people. So we separated, like the men were sitting on one side and the women were on the other side. So there wasn't a wait for iftar, right? And so they had their own pakora and the women had their own pakora and stuff like that. So
And they were probably all gone.
no, so there was literally one Ziploc gallon bag left of pakora, and then people are leaving, and then they took some, and then there was half a bag left, and I was like, oh, half a bag left. But then 2 days later, I made a whole bunch more. So.
Yeah, that's a lot of fried food, my friend, but that's okay.
I
It's good.
mean, like it was only a few hours.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So tell me now, how do you feel about the food pressure during Eid? Do you usually host? You don't host on Eid, right?
No, no,
You
no,
guys
no.
are usually
We're just
house
like
hopping.
house hopping during Eid. And I want to do something on Eid, but I can't ever get it together to do it. But maybe inshallah one day we'll do like a
Potluck?
no, not a potluck. I don't want people to worry about making something on Eid, right? So like an open house. So like a time from like noon to like 3, just come by anytime or anything. You know what I'm saying? We'll give them like a couple hours to do it. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking maybe I've done actually what I've done a lot in the past. If I've either hosted an Eid dinner or
yeah,
I've done like a potluck
yeah,
for Eid, and I feel like potlucks work because then you don't have the pressure of having everything yourself
yeah,
and
yeah,
at
yeah.
least other people. But then the problem is if the people are not, if they don't come on time or if they come late, then you don't
That's
have
what
that
I'm saying.
food, and I don't
Yeah.
know. It
No,
becomes a
so
little
yeah,
complicated.
that's why I'm just like, if I'm gonna do like an Eid brunch, like I'll just have people come and just enjoy, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's not that bad.
Yeah. So, how do you think we can model balanced joy around food for our children?
Well, okay, listen. My kids love pakore. So the joy that comes from pakore,
So, we're
the
going
first
back to the
fast,
pakore.
back
Okay.
to the pakore. Like the first fast when you open that, take that first bite with the chutneys and pakoras and the samosas and stuff. So it's actually for me, it's very nostalgic because it takes me back to
Yeah.
growing up. Because do you remember Amijan would have a apron on and with one hand on her hip and she's like frying the pakora, and then I see myself doing the same thing. I'm like, oh my god! I literally vividly every Ramzan, every time I fry pakoras, I think of Amijan just like like this doing her stuff, and so yeah, it's like a tradition, and we just, I mean, if food brings joy, and then the best thing is like if we can't figure out what we want to eat, the kids are like, can we Uber eat this, can we Uber eat that, we're like, want this, I'm like, yeah, sure, why not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so
Do you remember those things that mom used to make? It was like a pastry, and then mom used to put like aloo in it, like potatoes in it, like
yeah,
aloo ka bhurta, and like roll it and then cut it and then fry it. Do you
yeah,
remember?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so what mom did was take like white bread, roll it, right, and put it
Oh,
in there, and then you roll it, and then you cut it, and then you quickly fry it. And it's the same
yeah.
thing that mom did with the keema
Uh,
patties. You know the keema
yeah,
butter
yeah,
patties?
yeah, yeah. I remember
It's
the
the
keema
same
patties.
thing.
Yeah, yeah. Huh. Okay. So
See,
I'll have
back
to
to
now.
fried food.
I know, I know. Now I'm like thinking, no wonder South Asians have the highest heart disease.
Well,
But yeah,
maybe.
no, now I'm getting really hungry. So maybe we should switch topics a little bit.
Sure, sure.
So, what role do sisters, biological or chosen, play in Eid joy, do you think?
Well, family in general, whether it's the family you choose or the family you have, they they bring you joy because this is a community you've chosen, right? And we get together, we take pictures with our outfits, we say, we like, oh, what did you get, what did you do, or how are you going to dress this up, and it's all about selfies, we just take selfies.
Rafia is the queen of selfies. Okay, go on. Hmm.
Yes. And so, it's about selfies, taking pictures, and it's about creating those memories. It's about creating those core memories. And that's what I do with my girls. Like, as much as they hate me taking 50 million pictures, eventually they're on my phone looking for those pictures. Like, Mama, I remember you took those pictures, and they send them to themselves. I'm like, for all the crying you guys did, you go through my phone looking for those pictures, and they send it to their friends. It's the joy that we get from completing something that's bigger than ourselves, fasting. And so we get to celebrate each other, and we get to celebrate each other's accomplishments because we did it together, you know?
Mhm.
And so I think it's a joyful event. It's a sisterhood. Then we compare our clothes.
Yeah.
Where'd you get this from? Where'd you get that from?
Yeah, I miss actually doing Eid with all of us, right? Like as
Yeah.
sisters and stuff like that. I think I miss that. I think
Yeah.
we don't see each other enough, unfortunately. So I think that I like it when we're all able to get together for
Yeah.
Eid.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
always fun. We get
Yeah.
to see each other and spend time and stuff.
Yeah.
That's always
Yeah.
nice. So what does community mean to you now versus when we were younger?
For me now, because I'm a mom, right? I need to build that community for my kids. Our parents did it for us. We had IAGD. We were living, breathing IAGD all the time. That's where we did our graduations. That's where we had our iftar parties. That's where we had our Eid parties. That's where we had our monthly dinners, right? And so that sense of community, I mean, my friends from IAGD are still some of my best friends today, right? And so that's what I wanted to do here when we moved to North Carolina. And then when I had the kids, I wanted them to have that sense of joy and pride in their community. And so we were able to make friends and just like companions for my daughters so they would have friends, so they would be able to create those same memories that we did in Michigan. And so like either if it's after iftar they go and maybe get ice cream afterwards, or after iftar, after an iftar party, they go sleep over at their friend's house. So they're building their Ramadan memories like we had our Ramadan memories. And so they're signing up for like itikafs at the masjid, where it's like all girl event that's happening. So they're building their community slowly as well, and they're building their memories. And so something that, inshallah, one day they'll pass on to their kids, like a strong Muslim identity.
Yeah, I mean, we just don't have, unfortunately, all those. We just don't have a big community here, and so the kids aren't doing as much as all those things that you're telling me that they do in North Carolina, which is pretty awesome.
Time to move.
Yeah, we can talk about that offline. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, that's pretty awesome. I think that yeah, to have those, I think those are really important memories and fun things. And I think actually, one of the fun things that I was doing when the kids were younger, and now, unfortunately, we're not doing as much anymore, as we were actually getting together for Sahur with a friend of ours, and we would host at our house, and we would make all this food, and it was actually a lot of fun, and the kids still remember doing that and stuff like that. So
Well,
that was
you should see if there's any restaurants that do sahurs, because we have some restaurants here that have been starting to do like sahur fest, and they like actually this past Friday, Saturday morning, they had a sahur fest in Raleigh.
Yeah,
And
maybe just tell people what that is. What
so
is sahur?
sahur fest is where people come together to eat before sunrise. So the
So the
sahur fest,
pre-dawn meal.
yeah. So people, it was from I think 11 to 4 a.m. here,
Mm,
and so they had a turnout of 1,000 plus people
yeah,
come,
that's
and so
very
they had
cool.
food trucks and they had vendors, and all
Yeah.
the money went to charity. And so
Ooh,
people
nice.
were like making burgers, people
Yeah.
were making biscuits,
Ooh, sounds so yummy.
like fresh, everything like just fresh, right? And then
Mhm.
vendors are selling like I don't know what they were selling, vendors, because I wasn't there. I was at out of town with my daughter for a school event. So but my
Mm.
husband and my youngest one, they went, and so they had like a great time, and they were, I think they didn't
Aw,
come up to like 3 in the morning or something like that.
so fun,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
fun.
yeah. And then they were FaceTiming me, and they're like, I know you're having FOMO. I know. I'm like, I want to be there so bad.
That's
But,
fun.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
really
yeah.
cool.
So, and it, Michigan does it. Michigan has a big one.
Oh my god, don't even start talking about Michigan.
I know.
Michigan
And
has
then
so much.
in
It's
Dallas, it
great.
has even a bigger one than
Oh
Michigan.
my god, I can't.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So it's
Anyways,
about, see, like those community events, like everyone is in it
yeah,
together. They come out. I mean, people literally. I mean, it wasn't like a warm evening. It was cold, and I think it was like slightly like rain, like slight sleet or something. It wasn't like the warmest weather, but people went out. And it
yeah,
still
yeah, that's
came
pretty
out.
good. It's
You
pretty
know,
awesome.
so
Yeah.
it was pretty awesome.
All right, Ralph, now is the time for rapid fire fun and some light questions. So tell me, your Eid outfit, do you prefer comfort or glam? I could answer this for you.
What is it? What's the answer?
Glam all the
Glam,
way, Ralph.
100%.
There is no way. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can answer all of these questions for you. Okay, Ralph.
All right.
Bangles or minimal jewelry? What the heck? That's not even a question for you.
No, I need Julian to match my outfit. What are you
I
talking
know,
about?
I know, I know. That's what I'm saying. I can
Mm,
like answer these questions for you because they're
yeah.
like so obvious, of course, because I know you. Early Eid prayer or barely awake?
No, we go
What are you?
to the I think the 10 o'clock one. So
The
there's
10
a
o'clock.
7 a.m. one. I want to
Yeah,
go to the one where most of the kids' friends and my friends are there. So again,
yeah,
it's like the social gathering. So we pray together and stuff like that. Take our
yeah.
picture, eat pictures, and everything like that. So it has
Right.
to be the one where all of your friends go to the namaz prayer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We usually do that too. That's what we end up doing.
Yeah.
For me, my Eid outfit is glam. I like to be glam.
Okay.
Bangles or minimal jewelry. It depends. Sometimes I'd like to have bangles, but I don't always have bangles that match. That's the
Mm,
thing.
mm.
So I don't know. Oh, do you like to host or guest? I'd love to guest, but I end up hosting. How about you?
Both. I'll take both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hosting is fun because I'm not running anywhere. So I'm just making sure everything is prepped at home. And so that's nice. But then I do love that house hopping too, you know?
Yeah, and I don't wanna have to, like, cook, and then, when you guest I mean, when you host, I feel like you're
Yeah.
so busy, you're, like, so worried that, like, does everyone have food? You're putting
Yeah.
out the food, you're doing this, you're doing that. You're working more than you're really enjoying.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't really enjoy when I host because 'cause I'm
Yeah.
always working at it, you
Yeah.
know?
Hmm.
Whereas if I'm just guesting, then I can literally actually enjoy the
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
you
Yeah. Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I like both. I like both.
yeah, yeah. Okay, what is your favorite Eid dessert?
I like dessert, but I'm more of a savory. Like, give me some good chaat papri or samosa
Chaat
chaat.
papri is good. Or samosa chaat, that's
Yeah.
good too.
I'm not
Mhm.
like, I don't seek out the desserts more, but I don't even
Mm.
know if I have a favorite desi dessert.
I like laddu.
Laddu are good, but I had some gajar ka halwa the other day.
Oh,
It hit the
mom's gajar
spot.
ka halwa is
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
best.
yeah, yeah,
Mom's.
yeah.
Oh,
But
mom's gulab jamun. Oh my God.
oh yes, I asked mom for the recipe. Mom can't remember it, so I was so sad.
Oh, yeah. That's like the best. Mom was known in the community for her gulab jamun, right?
Yeah, she made them for so
Every,
many weddings.
I
My wedding
know.
too. I think even your wedding.
I don't know. Probably. I'm
Yeah,
sure. Okay. So, what is one word that describes Eid for you?
happiness, joy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would say joyful for me. I would
yeah.
say joyful. Yeah, and so what does this season of life make Eid mean to you now?
Oh my gosh. This season of life is crazy. Um, Alhamdulillah, we're just grateful for every day we have. When you're younger, you're just like, you take advantage of, like, oh yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. But sometimes some people's tomorrow don't come, right? So at this age, we are just humbled to be alive and being able to share these memories with the kids and family and friends. And just, I think this season of life just makes you grateful for every day, every single day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. I would say grateful. I would say this season of life to me, I mean, it's just right. Like if we've made it, right? So many people don't make it into their 50s. So, if you're in midlife and you're able to enjoy it and you have family around and you have siblings, you're so lucky. You're definitely the lucky ones. And
Yeah.
so,
I'm
especially
still
with
waiting to turn 50, but I don't know. I'll see how I'll tell you how it goes.
all that's true because you are younger than me, right?
Yeah, at least by a few years, at least.
Okay, Raf. So if you could tell your younger self one thing about Eid and womanhood, what would it be?
It's glamorous. Take the glam, own the beauty, just take it. You know how they say take your flowers? Just take those flowers, own it.
Yeah, I think if I could tell my younger self one thing about Eid and womanhood, I would say try to enjoy every phase of life. It's like you were saying, right? Like when we're younger, you're always looking to be older
Yeah,
so that you can do X, Y, and Z. And you and I grew up, where we really couldn't do that much. We weren't allowed to do that much, and so I think that if I could go back, I would tell myself to try to enjoy the phase of life that I was in because it does go by quickly,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Just enjoy those moments with family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 For sure. Because, now, right? Like dad's not around.
Yeah.
So we miss that. I miss that.
Yeah, yeah. No, no. I tell my girls, I'm like, you are lucky to wake up at Sahur and have your sisters by you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we have you're in New York, where I'm in North Carolina. Appa's in Appa and Pais are like the brothers are in Michigan. And so remember, like we used to rush down, and if
Yeah.
mom's making the pronto, we like try to get like fight over stuff. You know what I'm saying? But now
Yeah.
you're like, who are you gonna like? You don't fight over anything here. You just make sure the kids are getting along, right? And so it's like I'm like I tell them just enjoy it because one day y'all are gonna get married and go in different spaces, you know? And so you're gonna miss these days. Enjoy these days.
Yeah, it's hard, I think, when you're small, when you're little or growing up, whatever, to realize that
Yeah.
you can enjoy yourself and enjoy your family and really appreciate, right? That's really what it all boils down to is community and family
Yeah.
and togetherness. So
But the
that's
thing is, like, you don't get that as a kid. It comes with age and wisdom, right?
yeah, right? That's what they say. The youth is wasted on the young,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because they don't get it and we didn't get it.
We didn't get it. Yeah.
Really,
Yeah. 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 We didn't
yeah.
get it until,
So we're older.
yeah.
Then we appreciate it. So,
Yeah.
anyways, well, Rafia, it was real and really intimate. And thank you for joining us on this episode that we discussed Eid and our memories and all of those things. And if there was one pearl or two or three pearls of wisdom that you could leave the viewers and the listeners out there about Eid or family or community or anything, what would you leave them with?
I would leave them with create core memories with your kids, your family, your friends. So those pieces of joy will stick with you forever.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree
Yeah.
for sure, right? And try to create those for your children
Yeah.
so that they can also enjoy and
And so they can
remember
pass
and
that
then
on.
create that for their own kids. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we are done here. It's been real and really intimate. And remember, this is not meant to be any type of medical advice because, hey, we didn't even talk about anything medical and no type of religious advice. Just go and enjoy and if you celebrate Eid Mubarak, and that's it. And until next time, this is the Muslim Sex Podcast.
Eid Mubarak then.
So thank you for listening to the podcast and make sure you leave us a review, share and like the podcast. And if you leave me a review, I'd love to shout you out on social media. So be sure that you share it with all your friends. And thanks for listening.